San Antonio!
What's going on, San Antonio?
Welcome to All Things San Antonio podcast with your host, Brad Burns. And
We got Ken Carter, and we've got a very special guest, a guest that I've been eagerly awaiting to come in and talk to us, Foster Hearn.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely. The owner and operator of San Antonio Card House, SA Card House here in San Antonio. And just to kind of give everybody a little bit of background, let's first talk about a little bit of how you're connected to San Antonio, where you're from and everything, and where you got your background.
Nice. Grew up in Southwest Texas, Del Rio, Uvalde, Texas. Half the life at Del Rio, the other half in Uvalde. Was an insurance agent for 25 years. Played poker in San Antonio with a few people. Was in a room one night and got dared to open a room, and therefore 45 days later, we opened SA Card House.
I think it's a little bit more than dare to open up a room. So that's like putting a very, very light touches on it. So the history of the card rooms in San Antonio probably goes back to about 2017, 16, 17-ish, I think.
Early 16.
Early 16. And I was associated with it because that was during the time that I was transitioning from the corporate world and all of that, and going out and starting my real estate career, and was going to real estate school. My brother, who is more entrenched into the poker world than I was and everything, was dealing at, I think it was maybe the second. I don't think it was the first one. The first one or two that tried to open up closed down pretty quick as far as card houses. But it was the first one that really got traction.
Alamo Card House was the first of the.
Was it the very first one?
Yes.
So it was the very first one, and it got traction. And really, the way that they did, they started. I don't mind doing the good, bad, and the ugly. The card rooms, they came out of home games, private games before,
100%.
and they just so happened to have a great Rolodex of
Yes.
poker players.
Yes.
But they also had a mentality of, this is my drug corner. That's the way I describe it. It really was. They didn't have a mentality of growing a business or anything like that. It was like, oh, we've got something. No one else can touch it. And even if you worked there, if you played there, if you went somewhere else, you were banned for life. Like they really had like an
100%.
all or nothing mentality.
No, 100%. I mean, you get that in every industry, though, unfortunately.
Especially at the beginning.
Yeah,
Before it's an industry.
Yeah, I mean, it was the Wild West.
It was the Wild West.
I remember you showing up to the card house over there off of Perrin Bidle.
Yep.
And there would be 40 people waiting out front to get in the doors.
And they had, I think, 18 to 15 to 20. They had a lot of tables.
They had quite a few stacked in there.
And they were packed.
Yes.
And they were, like you said,
Yes.
lined up. There was 50 people waiting for a seat.
100%. 100.
And-
I mean, I met some of the craziest characters in this town there.
I'm still friends with a lot of them now.
Bill Fury was one of the first ones, and this guy runs around the room cock-a-doodle-doo and
Cock-a-doodle.
everything.
Swear to God.
Oh, it's a true story.
True story.
He would actually, when I was doing a remodel during COVID, I had a 20-foot ladder and I was doing some painting, and he goes, "It's okay if I climb up that, right?" And I said, "No, sir.
And
Please."
he's about between 65 to 75. I won't give an exact age. He's somewhere in there.
Yeah,
Self-
he's nuts. Yeah, and he stood up on my counters one time and did cock-a-doodle-doo, and everybody's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Get him down, get him down." So yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I was actually playing at that particular card house one night, and we had an issue with the hand, and I called it out, and the dealer said, "Oh, the cameras don't work." And I said, "What do you mean the cameras don't work? We're playing poker." And he's like, "Yeah, they don't work." And I said, "Well, call the manager." And the manager came over and said, "Yeah."
Slash owner.
Yeah, whatever they were. And and they said, that camera wasn't working, therefore it was done. And so one of the other players that was sitting there said, "Man, just open up a card room, Foster." And I'm like, "Shut up. I'm doing fine where I'm at." And then they began to egg me a lot more. And so 45 days later, my partner and I found a spot here, the one off Stone Oak on 281 Redland Road, and we just went at it, and it was very successful. The people enjoyed it. It was in a nicer area, safer area for people to play at, and Sammy and I have both been in business, so we understand what it takes to run a business, how to run a business, and not just, "Oh, you don't like it, you're banned. Don't ever come back."
The one thing that I remember vividly having conversations around the poker table while I was dealing is like, man, as soon as somebody because a few houses tried to open up,
Sure.
and they quickly closed down because of the grasp that Alamo had on the players at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was where the action, and if you know
100%.
poker, wherever the action is, that's where most of the players want to be.
100%.
And I would sit there and it's like, man, as soon as somebody has the money and the wherewithal to wait it out and build up their own customer base instead of stealing a customer base,
Yes.
they're in trouble.
100%.
And that's exactly what happened.
It's still that way in the market. You can go to other cities like Houston and Austin, and you'll see they'll build. I mean, I know what they've spent. They've spent $2 and $3 million building out a room, and they get one table.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that. I mean, it's just not just because you find the shiniest diamond doesn't draw every woman to you. There's a lot more in business. It's all about customer service, hospitality, understanding, and truthfully, when you're talking to people in a situation, they have to believe you're listening to them, which a lot of rooms just say, that's the rule, that's where we're going to go with it. You don't like it, go somewhere else. And we've had a few rulings where that's the ruling, but in the end, I've always looked at the customer and said, hey, look, let me do this for you. Let me do that for you. I apologize, but, that is the rule. And anywhere else you go, they're going to tell you, so sorry.
Yeah.
There's another card house in this town, San Antonio Poker Palace.
Yes.
That
was
again, it was, and there's SA Card House always has promotions going on, which is great. It's the only card house that consistently and always has promotions going on, and has consistently and always paid out every single promotion, even when there were questionable situations that could or could not pay out.
100%.
Because there's rules of any kind of game or any situation. There are set rules and stuff that are in place.
Right.
And you've made the decision to go in favor of the customer service a couple times that I know of. Other card houses, literally 3 times, I know of 3 times a bad beat with hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line.
100%.
And then they didn't pay them out. Every single time they're like, oh, well, because of the smallest little thing.
They found a technicality.
Smallest little technicalities.
It's really simple. I mean,
not even real technicalities, really.
It's first of all, the promotions we put on. We also do a promotional drop. We pay out every penny. We keep none of that. That's not for us. That's for the members. We're a private social club, so we're not a casino. They're a little bit different. They have state laws, bylaws, federal laws, all the above. We pay it out because we look at it as if, for instance, I know one of them we're talking about, one of our first bad beats ever, a player flops quads, and the other player turns quads, 4 of a kind, and the player that flopped it turns his hand over and says, "Don't call me."
Which is...
It should be dead.
Yeah.
But the hand was going to play the way the hand played anyways. And he went all in. The other player called him, and they were all looking at me like, "Are you going to pay this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we'll pay it, but please don't turn your hands over in front of each other anymore. I mean, it's $10,000. It's a lot of money." And so it was one of our local guys, and he's a dentist here in town. I won't use his name, but Doc likes that. And he was like, "Man, I understand if you don't pay it. I get it." And I'm like, "We're paying it." And he's like, "Holy cow." Again, it's for the members. It's their money. It's not my money. It's something for them to hit. And we want people to win. So we do a lot of different little promotions. We have drawings every hour of the day that we're open, 24 hours a day. So if there's a table running and there's only 6 guys at a table, they have a chance at winning $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $100. I mean, it's just different.
They had one where when they're doing the drawings, you could draw a key. They had, I think there was there 10 or 15 keys?
There were 10 keys to the truck, 10 keys to the car.
So they gave away 2 Dodge, a Dodge Charger and a Dodge Ram 1500.
Nice.
Oh yeah, it was. They were very happy.
That was a fun promo.
The funniest thing of that story you're saying is the gentleman that played 2 days with us, who pulled the key for a car, won the car. We've never seen him again. He's never never came back.
He drove off. Huh?
He's a
Did
winner.
Did he take the car?
He took the car.
Because I know the guy that won the truck, he decided to take the money in lieu
Yes,
of.
yeah, he took the $35K.
And he's a regular.
Oh, he's a regular.
I took money from him yesterday.
We won't say no names, but he'll see it, know who he is. But yeah, the other gentleman, and I laugh at it because it's a great marketing. But when the guy won the car, and we said we'd like to do just a quick video with you out here, and he's like, "You got it. God bless America. God bless S.A. Card House. God bless Texas."
Goodbye.
He was just, you could tell it meant something to him. And then he told me the background, a little bit of his life story, and that his car had just gone out on him, and it was a blessing for him. And the dad was there, and they were there. I mean, it was
Cool.
It was really cool. It was something you don't see. And when you do something for somebody like that, it does feel good. Other than like, oh, you won $500. Good for you. They're like, chips, please.
It's not a life-changing moment. Like that's
No, this guy was. I thought I saw him a while back actually driving down 1604, but I couldn't catch him. He was going so fast.
The Dodge Chargers, man.
And I don't drive a slow truck, so I was putting it to it, but I could not catch it. It looked just like the guy, and I was like, man, I just wanted to ask how he was doing, but he was too quick.
That's funny. That's the thing is like that talks about to the family environment that you're trying to create and everything in there. 100%. And we keep saying social club because that's what it is. It's a private social club.
Social club.
And I tell people all the time, it's like the best social. Like, where else can you join a social club where you're sitting next to somebody from South Asia, North Asia, Africa, Eastern, Western Europe, like
Russia,
literally all over the Russian, like there's all over the world. We have people sitting, male, female, straight, not straight,
English,
speak
English.
And everybody's smiling and laughing, and like it's not about it. It's about the money, obviously, but it's a group of people that love what I think is probably the hardest game.
Yeah,
like people talk about chess and they don't realize that poker is so much harder than chess because of the luck side of it. Like there's you can do everything right and lose every time.
You can be make the perfect strategical moves and still go, I lost.
And most of the time, the guy that won were like, "Oh man, good hand!" Like it's there's like the camaraderie around it and everything. Yeah. Some people get a little bit upset, you know what I mean? Because some people are,
I mean, in the end, you are talking about losing money or winning money, but you're right when you touch base on that family-like feeling. You can come in there and you'll play one time, and people will be like, "Oh, I know you. Do I know you?" And you're like, well, "I've never been here." "Oh, well, welcome," and they're nice. It's not like a cutthroat. Like I've played in Vegas plenty of times, as most people have. It is boring.
Nobody's talking.
You raise $4 and everybody fold. You're like, wow. You play here, you raise 4. Some guy may raise you 20 with. They shouldn't even be in a hand with a hand.
Yeah.
But it's more laughing, more fun. We have. I would say there's no problem. We do. I have the best members for a private social club that I've ever seen.
How many members do y'all have?
Ballpark 25,000 now.
Wow.
And a lot of them play in different card rooms or other card rooms that are right here with you. But we have a very strong backing. I mean, it's a guaranteed 6 to 8 tables of people playing poker all day, every day. I mean, they want to play. They want to hang out. We have the Carter family. I mean, we see them quite often.
At least one of us is in there every day.
At least one.
It's unfortunate.
One we know is going to work. One we know is not going to work. Not saying any names, Joey Carter, but I mean.
So which one's your favorite?
Oh, I am the favorite by far.
It has to be Barbie and Ken. So I hear.
I'll tell you right now. I've mentioned Joey on other podcasts, and I told him, and he told me this morning. He goes, "Man, I never have found where you talked about me."
Oh, we'll talk about Joey.
We'll talk about him all the time.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, like I dealt for a long time. I haven't dealt in almost 2 years now. I think.
Wow.
It's crazy. Wow. It's gone by fast.
Yeah. Nuts.
By far, though, I could get in there today in the box, and I am 1,000 times better dealer than Joey. But he's probably I'm not going to say 1,000, but he's probably 100 times better poker player than I am.
I'm not going to say Joey talks more than he works.
God, he talked a lot. He's like, shut up and deal.
Bro, I walk by tables and look at Joey, and he's like,
Yep.
brother, I mean, but he's my friend. I'm like, I know that. They're all
your friends.
It's amazing how you really you get to build rapport with so many different people. And I'll tell him, but Joey, you're dealing with it. You're a dealer today. He's like, yes, sir.
I tell people all the time, it's like that social club aspect. It's like when I walk in there, to me it's like walking into the lunchroom of high school.
100%.
You know what I mean? It's
100%.
like it's like, hey, high five, dab this guy up and everything. It's like everybody, and it's like,
I mean, you
have to walk.
characters.
You walk up and down the aisle and you say hi to every single person.
Oh.
There's at least 20 people that I consider friends.
100%.
Every single time.
And you have the characters. You know, you have the guys like Dave Harmer. You're not going to believe how they beat me today. This guy had ace 3 and I had ace king. You won't believe he called me. Bro, it's poker. He's going to hear this and probably get mad at me. Yeah. But those that know.
I just had a flashback in my first hand from yesterday. Ace king versus ace 8.
It happens all the time. I mean, we have some great people. We have political people. We have school teachers. We have, I know, a Secret Service, ex-Secret Service agent plays. I've seen.
He's got some stories.
A couple of Texas Rangers have played there. I mean, not baseball players.
Texas real Rangers. Ones, yeah.
We have,
we've had some big time professional poker players coming through as well. Like it's a fun time.
It's just a great way for a lot of our members. They just come out and visit. You know, it's their social time. It's what they get to do. They're retired business people. Or they still have or they're semi-retired. They can't really take off and go anywhere, but they can come spend 4 or 5 hours and relax and enjoy the quality. And we have a restaurant also over there and a full-service bar now, so they come up and just eat supper sometimes with their spouses. And the spouses seem to like it a lot because now they've got to walk in somewhere and they're expecting the dark, smoky, filled room and.
Like we were talking about earlier, the Regal Beagle from Three's Company.
100%.
That little 70s grime vibe.
Yeah. And when the wives walk in now, they're like, okay,
yeah,
I can come have drinks, and you'll play for 2 hours, and I'm going to have martinis. And it's, believe it or not, it's pretty funny how that works. I mean, there's a lot that do that. So, again, but we do so many things, We
for Father's Day this year or last year, they had a special for the tomahawk.
Oh yeah.
How many? It was like 36-ounce tomahawk.
It's huge. You can't eat it all.
Wagyu beef. Because for every hour that you sit playing, you get credit towards going by, and
you get $1 comp every hour, just like in the casinos.
There's some guys that'll sit there and they'll save up. They have a couple hundred, and they just
splurge.
They eat good.
I mean, the tomahawk that we did was $75.
So they roll over. The points roll over.
Oh yeah. They don't roll over very fast to me. I every $10 to $15, I'm buying a sandwich.
I mean,
the sausage, egg, and cheese croissant is like my favorite thing. It's a perfect little sandwich to keep you going and everything. I'm just saying.
No, I added biscuits and gravy because of my country bumpkin attitude. And
that's how you do it.
The head chef was like, no.
The chef, his name is literally, it's Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah. He goes by Wiz. His name's Khalifa.
His last name's Khalifa, so everybody calls him Wiz.
So he was almost Wiz Khalifa, huh?
Almost.
Close. And
he's he's an amazing chef. He's got a great bread, like everything that he's put out so far. Bread pudding's
the bomb.
It's the best.
Yeah, some of the dishes we have, you can just go look at them on our Instagram account at Foster's Bar and Grill, or you can go to the Instagram SA Card House and see them. Sometimes on our TikTok. I mean, we do all the social media.
You've got David Cordray over there helping y'all.
Finally, I put somebody to help me because country don't do well on all that.
They've got a live stream, little sit and go kind of tournament and everything, which is all the rage. Everybody's got to have a live stream as far as poker houses, which is kind of, I feel you. Like, social media is the kind of the thing that you hate, but you have to have.
It's a win. I call it the old win-win situation.
Yeah.
You have to have it. Everybody wants it. So I went and invested in it. I did not understand what it was going to be. There's so much to it, from the tables having I don't even know what it's called, RFD, where you put your cards down and it.
RFID,
yeah.
RFID. It tells exactly. I'm country, so there's some things I don't.
Radio frequency identification.
Yeah, that. We have that on the tables. But it's just so much to it that you just don't really realize goes into it. I mean, I have a guy watching the game, counting the chips, keeping up with the chips. I have a guy on the computer making sure the angles are right, making sure players aren't moving their hands too fast, moving the cards too fast. They put them down. I mean, there's just so much going on there people don't realize. So, yeah, I mean, you might be able to start one up for $30,000, but you're going to spend a lot more just to get people happy. But the viewers seem to like it. It's really picking up. I played in one the other night, and it was crazy. I mean, it was a
If
blast.
I'm playing it, they'll realize how tight I actually am.
Yeah. I walked in the room real early that night, and they were telling me, "Are you really playing?" I'm like, "Y'all are short a person. I'll play tonight." And so I played, and I told them, "I'm either out in 5 minutes or y'all lose." In an hour and a half, the fastest session ever, I had all the chips. And they were like, "Really?" I'm like, "Y'all play bad. I mean, you're on TV, guys, but I've been there. I want your chips. You can fold, and I'll keep taking." But no, we're going to have a tournament of champions from that. We're fixing to have a bigger sit-and-go series. We're fixing to do, that's going to be great. We have the 30,000 guarantee on Wednesday coming up. I mean, we're just trying to provide something to all of our members that they enjoy and they want to do. And we talk and we listen. Believe it or not, I'm not going to pull my phone out, but I guarantee you I have 6 text messages right now. Can you have this tournament? Can you have that tournament? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And we try to, but again, you have to keep it kind of to a core of what you're doing in the business to keep everybody where they're at, so they're not just bored of what's going on.
Well, we've got a very high level of play and education when it comes to poker in San Antonio.
San Antonio's a hot spot.
It
always has been.
Going back, this year, we've had a number of caches from players from our card house and everything over the last couple of years. But it goes way back. It was funny, Kenny Lee. I didn't recognize. It probably was like just a couple of years ago. I was like, "Holy, you're the guy."
HBK.
Yeah, I was like, "You're the guy that was on the World Series of Poker like in 2007, 2008 timeframe." I didn't even. It took. We have a long standing of great poker players here in San Antonio.
Oh, I mean, you've got guys that you've got Larry Wright, who's won a gold bracelet at the World Series. I
mean, the legend.
He is the legend. Known Larry for a long time. You've got a lot of poker players here in San Antonio. People don't really know, but we were a huge hub at one time. We're probably, and I'm willing to call it out, we probably have the best PLO poker games in the United States when it comes to how many people play PLO poker here, 4-card PLO poker.
Pot limit Omaha.
Yeah, it's Omaha. But, this town was founded on that. Nobody wanted to play Hold'em anymore. Everybody wanted to play 4-card. And you look at your hand and you're like, wow, I got all kinds of outs. It's fun, no, but yeah, when we have everything from Big O, a 5-card game, high-low. We have the Hold'em. We have the PLO Omaha. We have a group of players that play with us that are limit Omaha players.
Yeah, that's what the 510 guys.
Yeah, it's this 510. I mean, every time they have an empty seat, I get a text message. I mean, I was out of town 2 days ago, and I got a message that says, "We have a seat open. They want me to come play." They cleaned my clock in that game because they just sit there. They don't bet. They don't do anything. They just watch, and they call, and they show you the best hand ever. You're like,
since those guys probably won't ever see this, those are the old timers that just want to sit and wait until their seat's drawn, and then they get their little.
Oh, they love that. Oh yeah,
they're just waiting for their raffle. It's like they got nothing better to do. It's their bridge club.
100%,
which is great. It's like their mind's working. It's better than sitting at home and watching Perry Mason.
Oh, for sure. Or having to do yard work in 100-degree weather. Texas, San Antonio has the coolest climate 9 months out of the year. So,
if you want to move here, let me know.
Yeah, it's here. But yeah, I mean, we just put it together to have fun and let people enjoy it, and it's turned into it's been quite a ride for 7 years almost now. So,
what was the transition like from insurance agent to card householder?
It really wasn't a huge transition for me because as an insurance agent, you're always meeting with people.
Mm-hmm.
So you're always hearing about my insurance is too much. I want better coverage. I want this. Can you fix that? How do I get this? So for me, it was just switching over a little bit and being, dealing with people one-on-one again a lot and, making it work correctly for them. I think the biggest problem in any industry we have nowadays, and that's is customer service. Nobody wants to talk to nobody. Oh, you don't like it? Go somewhere else. Bad attitude in life. I just believe that's horrible. And meet and greet everybody you see, in any industry, because the insurance industry is a rough one. I started in 1994, 5.
What company were you with?
I started off with a little bitty carrier that went door to door, and we sold cancer, heart, and accident policies. That was Transport Life Insurance Company out of Dallas, Texas. And I did that for 3 years. And then I met a guy that said, "You don't sell health insurance?" And I'm like, "No, that's a headache." He goes, "No." And I'm like, "Oh, let me try it." Well, then it wasn't a headache. It was a really good industry back then. And so I did that for about 9 years. And then I went into the P&C side, homes, auto, commercial. And that was a fun ride. You know, they tell you, "You're going to do great. Invest. We need 50,000. Go get them." And so, I went and got them because I had the skills from doing the door to door. That's huge. And in real estate, it's the same thing.
Yep.
You know, you just got to go out there and talk to people, let them know you're going to be there, stay the course, don't fall off your paths that you're going, have goals, but just being yourself around people. I mean, I'm a big old country bumpkin. I don't care what anybody says.
We can hear it.
Yeah, no. I mean, you want me to change how I talk?
No.
I can do all that. I mean, we can do this in Spanish. We can do it in a few languages.
I know that. That's...
But yeah, I mean, it's like anything. The transition was a little different, but in the end, it was almost the same. It really was.
Just taking care of people.
Just taking care of the public, your customers. Your customers just want to be acknowledged. Every time I walk around the room of the card house, it takes me at least 45 minutes to say hi to everybody in the room. Because they all have a question. How are your kids? How are your grandbabies? Oh, my husband's not doing good, or my wife's not doing. I mean, you want to say hi to people, and it's a really big family there. I mean, I literally have, I don't know, I probably have 2,500, 3,000 friends on Facebook, and 2,500 are from the poker room. So I see all the grandbabies and everybody. It's a great feeling to be in a business that it's just still not that old, grimy. They smoke cigarettes and do drugs, and y'all got.
It's not. Yeah.
It's not any of that. And you know, that was the first thing when we first opened. We spoke to some of the vice members and some of the law enforcement, and they were like, "A, no drugs. B, no prostitution." I'm like, whoa, what? You're like, "We're just telling you, these are the things we will shut you down for." We're like, "Well, we're good on all of that. You're not going to have that problem." It's like, "Oh, if you're good with that, then you'll have no problem." And we've never had a problem, you know. I think we have literally had probably 2 fights in the whole room ever. And it wasn't even a fight. It was an arguing match, and we ended it, and life went on. So, no, it's been great.
And with that, to that point and everything, it's good to note that there's security guards.
Oh, yeah, we
all
have
over the
security
place.
guards
Yeah.
as well. Yes, I mean,
Front, back, patrolling the yard, the
they're
parking
out
lot
in
and
the parking
stuff.
lot. Yeah, we're just trying to make sure you guys
Cameras
are comfortable.
everywhere. Because I can tell you, without saying names, like you don't. I would not feel comfortable going to certain card houses in San Antonio because you don't have that same kind of security.
No. A lot of people are going to say, "Oh, you're a wuss," but you know what? When you go somewhere, you want to feel welcomed, and you want to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
That's secure, and so we do that.
Well, you're not going to have the best clientele if you don't make them feel safe.
100%. Yeah.
And I would say if anybody is interested in just trying poker, there's like on certain days you have some free roll poker tournaments and everything that you can get in for basically like $20 your daily fee plus maybe $10 and everything.
100%
kind of thing to like just kind of feel it out and kind of.
Come check it out. David Cordry does a great job. I think it's $20, and he goes over the basics, teaching you how to play poker.
Yeah, and that includes your membership fee when you pay the $20 and everything.
Yes.
Kind of a regular thing. But there's one thing that we have to know before you go, and that is, gun to your head, what is the best taco in San Antonio?
Oh.
From someone who can speak Spanish and grew up in Del Rio.
Man, that's so wrong on so many levels. A breakfast taco, meat taco.
Let's go with breakfast taco.
That's the most important.
That's the most important.
I mean, I have a few places I go to. Actually.
Which one do you go to?
I go to Camellia's.
Uh-huh.
It's off of the one off Thousand Oaks and
Right there,
Henderson Pass.
right there by the Maze YMCA across the street.
Right by the YMCA.
They do micheladas and margaritas to go.
Yes, they do.
I don't know about it.
I've only read about it.
I've only read about it.
I do Los Balitos tacos. And then this is a crazy one. Bill Miller's has probably one of the best carne guisada tacos in San Antonio, Texas.
For Taco Cabana and Bill Miller, the carne asada is the only. Like, I think they both do a decent enough carne asada.
I didn't say the second name.
We said it on the last one. So, what's your favorite hamburger place then? We've got some really. We're really like we know the best. So see if you get it right.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Not a big hamburger eater. Hints from the border. They just had fast food where I was at. Easy's has a pretty good mushroom burger.
Yeah.
I guess I don't eat out enough to do
I guess not. Well, that's all right. If you do decide to take Jenny for a burger, if she likes burgers, go to Mr. Juicy.
I've not heard of Mr. Juicy.
And, you know Andrew Weissman here in San Antonio? He's your local celebrity chef. He has a burger place that is not your typical. It's a great burger. It's at where the old Jack in the Box was on Hildebrand in San Pedro. They
Okay.
painted it green, and he's opening another one on Northwest Military.
Oh, I do know what you're talking about.
Great burger. So,
Okay. Yeah, no, I'd never done that. Yeah, I pretty much live off Mexican cuisine.
I could do the same thing. It's my things are pizza, Mexican food, and burgers for the most part.
There is a little actually Mexican restaurant I left out. They changed the name. It's called Los Huercos. It's right up here off Stone Oak and Hubner?
Is that where Cielito Lindo used to be?
No, I don't think that's where it is. When you're going down Stone Oak and you take a ride on Hubner up here, it's on the back side. And it's my man's from Monterey. His cooks are on top of it. It is he makes some dishes that the first time I went in there, my wife and I went in there and we were talking and he goes, "First time here?" I said, Yeah. I go, "Let me try it." "No, I tell you what you're going to eat." I'm like, "Okay, this is the first time. I've never had somebody stop me dead. Just tell me." So he brings out this bowl, and it's rice, beans, corn, avocado sliced all over it, and then chicken, and then some crema sauce that he put on there. Man, that stuff was the bomb. And then the next time I went in there for breakfast, I said, "Let me do it." He goes, "No, you haven't had breakfast here." I'm like, You didn't do me wrong the last time. Let me try. Then he brings out a bacon, egg, Oaxaca cheese, another cheese, and it's more like a quesadilla, but it's a breakfast taco. But that's it. It's called Los Huercos. You need to go try that one. I promise you.
There we go.
And they're open to 2:00 every day. That's it. 6 a.m. to 2.
That's how you know it's a good Mexican restaurant. If they close it at 2.
Especially if they can close it too in Stone Oak retail
100%.
lease space, because that's a whole nother level of.
I've always found the places hole in the walls from here to Brownsville, Texas.
Yeah.
I mean, you want ask me about another little city, I'll tell you where to stop.
Where do you stop in Castroville, or you just go right through?
I don't stop in Castroville.
Understand that.
Sorry.
Just keep on going. Hit that hill and run up.
I go right through Castroville, through Dunley, on into Hondo, and I still keep going. And then I get like Sabanel, Uvalde. I got you.
Oh, you're feeling good. All right. Well, Foster, I appreciate you coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Appreciate it.
It's a great story. I appreciate getting it out and everything, and your
Thank
time
you,
is
guys.
valuable. I really appreciate it.
It's been a blast. Thanks for having me.
Take us out.
Yeah, do us a favor, hit like and subscribe. We'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Appreciate it.